Before we get into this, I want to be clear. This video is not about shaming anyone for where they are financially right now. Most of these habits were not chosen consciously. They were absorbed from the household you grew up in, the financial culture around you, and a system that does a genuinely poor job of teaching how money works. But there are specific identifiable habits that, regardless of income, keep people financially stuck. Habits that feel normal to the people practicing them, while quietly ensuring that wealth never accumulates, and every one of them can be changed. Today we are going through the habits that keep people lower class and exactly what replaces them. Habit 1. Spending everything you earn. If you spend everything you earn, you will never build wealth. Full stop. No investment strategy, side hustle, or market condition can overcome a savings rate of 0. The trapped version of this habit is automatic. Money comes in and money goes out. Spending expanding to match income every time it rises. The escape is equally automatic. Pay yourself first. Move a fixed percentage into savings before any bill is paid and let your lifestyle adjust to what remains. Habit 2. Using debt to fund a lifestyle. There is a meaningful difference between using debt strategically for an appreciating asset or education that increases earning power and using it to fund a lifestyle your income does not support. The second version is one of the most reliable financial traps in existence. Credit cards for vacations, buy now pay later for electronics. Each feels like a solution in the moment and functions as a wealth anchor over time. At 22% interest on consumption, you are renting a lifestyle you cannot afford, and the rent compounds every month against you. Habit 3. No emergency fund. The absence of an emergency fund is not just a financial risk. It is a poverty trap mechanism. When you have no cash cushion, every unexpected expense, a car repair, a medical bill, a job gap becomes a debt event. And each debt event pushes your financial baseline lower, makes recovery harder, and increases the probability that the next unexpected expense pushes you deeper. Still, James spent his early 30s without an emergency fund because saving felt impossible when every dollar was already accounted for. Then his transmission failed, a $2,200 repair, and he put it on a credit card at 24% interest. It took 14 months to pay off and cost nearly $400 in interest charges on top of the original repair. The emergency fund he could not save became the debt that cost him significantly more than the fund would have required to build in the first place. 3 months of basic expenses held in a high-yield savings account is not optional. It is the foundation that every other financial habit is built on. Habit 4. Buying new when used does the same job. Surveys of American millionaires consistently find that the most common vehicle among high-net-worth individuals is a used or modestly priced domestic sedan, not a new luxury car. A new vehicle loses 15 to 20% of its value in the first year alone. Buying used means someone else absorbs that depreciation. The same principle extends to furniture, electronics, and appliances. Refusing to buy used when used does the identical job, quietly drains thousands of dollars per year from households that can least afford it. Habit 5. Lottery tickets. And to get rich, quick thinking. The expected return on a lottery ticket is approximately 50 cents for every dollar spent. People in the lowest income brackets spend a significantly higher percentage of their income on lottery tickets. Not because they are irrational, but because it represents one of the only narratives of dramatic financial transformation available to them. Get-rich-quick thinking through the lottery, viral investment tips, or hot stocks is the psychological enemy of the patient. Consistent accumulation that actually builds wealth. Every dollar on a lottery ticket is a dollar not compounding. Every hour chasing a shortcut is an hour not building a skill. Habit 6. Avoiding financial education. One of the most consequential habits of financially trapped households is the passive avoidance of financial knowledge. Not deliberate, but the kind where money topics feel overwhelming until a crisis makes them impossible to ignore. First-generation wealthy people who built from nothing are almost universally obsessive learners about money. They read, ask questions, and seek out people who know more. The knowledge gap between financial classes is not fixed. It is a choice made daily, one book or conversation at a time. Habit 7. Letting lifestyle inflate with every income increase. This is perhaps the most insidious habit on this list because it feels like reward rather than self-sabotage. When income goes up, the natural response is to upgrade the lifestyle to match. A nicer apartment, a newer car, better restaurants, more subscriptions. And because the income genuinely did increase, the spending feels justified. But lifestyle inflation is the mechanism by which people remain financially stuck at every income level. The person earning $40,000 who spends $40,000 and the person earning $120,000 who spends $120,000 are in identical financial positions despite a tripling of income. Both have a savings rate of 0. Both are one unexpected expense away from debt. Neither is building anything that compounds. The habit that breaks this cycle is the raise rule. Every time income increases, at minimum, half of that increase goes immediately to savings or investment before the lifestyle ever has a chance to absorb it. Habit 8. Trading time for money and never building assets. Financial fragility is defined by dependence on a single stream of earned income. Money that stops the moment you stop working. Wealthy people build income streams that produce without their continued presence. Dividends, rental income, business equity. A portion of every paycheck should be building something that eventually generates returns independently. The index fund contribution that happens automatically each month is working when James is asleep on vacation and eventually retired. Time traded for money is finite. Assets are not. Habit 9. Prioritizing appearances over net worth. The pressure to appear financially comfortable, the right car, the right vacations on social media, keeps millions of households from building actual wealth. Spending to maintain appearances does not compound. It produces a signal and then disappears. People who build lasting wealth decouple their identity from their visible financial presentation. They do not need their car to tell people who they are. They redirect the energy spent on appearances toward building the thing appearances are supposed to represent. And that shift is one of the clearest dividing lines between those who accumulate and those who only look like they have. Every habit on this list has something in common. None of them are permanent. None of them are genetic. None of them are beyond the reach of someone who decides genuinely and operationally, not just rhetorically, to replace them with something different. The habits that build wealth are not exclusive to people who started with advantages. They are available to anyone who learns them, practices them, and refuses to stop. And the habits that keep people financially stuck are not character flaws. They are patterns absorbed from environments that were never designed to produce financially free people. Recognizing that is not a small thing. It removes the shame from the equation and makes the work feel possible. Recognizing the pattern is the first step. Replacing it one habit at a time and without self-judgment is the whole rest of the work. If this video gave you something useful or helped you see a pattern more clearly, hit the like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe if you have not already because next week we are getting into something that connects directly to today's video.